Welcome to my video. This is going to show you my first year with the Nikon Z6ii. Make sure to stay to the end of the video for my 5 advantages and 5 disadvantages of using this camera. Good afternoon. I got a new package. I've had this Nikon D3200, which I've used for point and shoot camera, used for, I don't know, 10 plus years. And I've enjoyed it and everything else, but what I'm finding is that a lot of times it's really hard to get pictures in focus. And the metering and the focusing and the detection is old. So I'm going from a DSLR to a new mirrorless camera. You get a manual in English and a manual in Spanish. You get your serial number sheet, your warranty. And here is the camera here. There's the camera right there. And here's the 24-70 f-stop 4 lens. This is an S lens, which is evidently not their highest brand, but a middle of the road set of lenses. We've got a Nikon strap, the Nikon battery charger, and I have a battery. You get a USB-C cable to a USB-A to USB-C cable. You got this tiny little piece right here that plugs into the outlet, and it just pops in right there, and you slide that, you make it like that, and you can plug it in. I don't have a clue what these pieces are for. And you've got, I guess this is a lens cleaning cloth. You got a hood for using on your lens in sunny applications. Well, let's get this paper garbage out of the way. Let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to pop open the battery compartment down below and pop the battery in. The battery terminals are right there, so just pop it in like this. And what do you know? It came right on. Let me go ahead and remove the plastic. Of course, I don't have a picture because I have no lens, so let me install the lens. So you want to line up the 2 white dots, and that's just going to snap into place. Take the lens cap off. Alright, before taking photos, the lens basically has to be applied. So you turn it from that dot to the 24, you hear the click, and then now you see. Right here is the ISO. It's jumping between the different settings. F4 stop. And anyway, I'm going to have to learn how to use the different menus. Oh, it's in demo mode. It's not taking any photos because I haven't put a card in there. So let me go see if I can find a card to put inside here. There's a port for an SD card and a CFS Express Type B card. So just push it in, snap it in place, and it finds it. All right, let me turn it on. Let me go into menu, and before I get started, I want to format the card. Format memory card. SSD, all images and stuff will be done. Go ahead and format it. Okay, it's done. Steady as she goes. You can see on the screen here what you're recording. You hit this button to focus on exactly what you want to. So if you want to focus on the chair, you can focus on that. If you want to focus on Tabby over there, you can click on that and it's going to focus on. It's doing actually a pretty good job of focusing even through the rails. Not exactly, but a pretty good job. But right here, it's telling me what the microphone's doing left and right. But a couple things I want us to go ahead and set up. Let me go ahead and go into the menu. And first thing I want to do is I want to go to settings, and I want to reset user settings. reset all settings, and I want to reset. Yes. Alright, the next thing I need to do is I need to get my phone out. I need to connect this so that we can download the latest firmware. I'm looking for Snapbridge. So send photos and videos to your camera so you can share them and update your firmware. So let me go ahead and download that from the App Store. Open it. Allow. I'll connect to the camera. Mirrorless camera. In the camera menu, we want to go into settings. We want to go to connect to new smart device. Turn Bluetooth pairing to on. Connect to new smart device. Start pairing. Alright, and it found it. Go ahead and pair. It doesn't pull anything up. Alright, let's do a couple things. Let's turn off both my phone, and let's turn off the camera and start over. So let's try this one more time. Connect smart device. I can actually put the screen up like this. Pull the screen out so you can see. Okay, understood. Oh, I have to hit OK here. There we go. Okay. New firmware is available for your camera. Go. So I need to download, transfer it, and then update. Before proceeding, confirm that the camera is on and the battery is above 80%. Accept and download. Firmware download is 47 megabytes, so this might take a little while. A new firmware has been downloaded and saved to the memory card. Update the firmware. Let's do yes. Okay. Do not turn the camera off during update. Update will take several minutes. All right, we're starting to get closer. It's turning green. Update complete. Turn the camera off. Okay. Now let's turn it back on. Format again. Memory card. Yes. Time zone and date. Let's go ahead and set that. 1959. Okay. So it's 1959 with daylight savings time on. Okay, so that's set. Alright, let's go out and it's dark out here. Alright, let's go out and let's take some pictures. Oh, I'm on. Alright, the first weekend is full of taking pictures. Well, here are the lenses that I'm using to experiment with the Nikon Z6ii. What we're going to do is by no means a scientific poll, but I want to see the difference between the lenses. The best thing I can do is I'm going to stand right there at the fence, and I'm going to take pictures with each one of the lenses, and almost all of them are zoom lenses, so I'll take a short shot and a far shot in this direction just to see what I get. For the first test, the Nikon D X50 to 250. This is an APS-C lens, but it's got the Z mount. So we get a little bit of extra range with this one. This is our 50mm shot, and this is our 250mm shot. One disadvantage of this lens is not very wide when it's collapsed in. Okay, so I complained about wide view, so this time I'm going to try the Nikkor 28 2.8 fixed lens, but this one is a very wide view. Okay, now for my most used lens, this is the Nikkor 24 to 200. Gives me an aperture of 4 to 6.3, this is a lens I ordered specifically just because it went from 24 to 200, and I figured that would get me most of what I wanted. For the wide shot, 24, and the zoom shot of 200. One thing I really like about this lens is the focus is fast. And the final test is going to be a Tamron 18 to 400 millimeter with a f-stop of 3.5 to 6.3. This is their DI2 VC HLD lens. This is an older style lens, or an older style lens that's of a crop size to the new Z mount style. What this does is it converts another style lens to the new Z mount style. Now this is the FTZ2 mount. And I could technically use any of my other lenses with this camera. All right, this is the wide, and this is the zoom. This is the lens that I use the most of the time when I'm shooting birds, if I want to get up in the tree. The one complaint I have is the focus is really slow. But I can really zoom in on our puppy right there. This was my go-to lens on my D3200. I liked it because it was 18 to 140 zoom. Now I did not have, at the time, that was the most I could afford at that time. One thing also I found is with the zoom lenses, the farther they zoom, the harder it is to stabilize, and I'm sure you will see that in some of my YouTube videos. This is the Nikon DX VR 18 to 140. It's got a 3.5 to a 5.6 aperture. The focus was slightly slower, but it was really sharp. I wonder what it is that she was doing right there. In summary, here are the 5 lenses that I can use to get a wide shot. They include 4 adjustable zoom lenses and my 1 fixed lens. And now, here's the zoom shots of the 4 zoom lenses I have. Now back to the rest of the video. I took some pictures of the WLW transmitter site north of Cincinnati. First trip I took the camera on was up to Ohio and eventually Indiana to see the eclipse. Someone came over and using my GoPro, I'm taking images that are coming through the camera from the eclipse. Yeah. The sun's almost gone. It's going fast.
Woohoo!
Holy moly, this is fast. Click the card at the top of the screen for a link to this video. When I get back to Atlanta, it's springtime. One of the biggest things I enjoy using this camera for is for capturing wildlife. I really enjoy the birds that come and visit our bird bath and our seed feeders. If you like this video, please make sure to click like and subscribe as I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I know you can't tell from this picture, but the sunflower is about 8 to 10 feet high. From my porch, I've zoomed in using the zoom lens to make it seem like it's up close. And I just added this video taken with the zoom lens all the way from the ground way up in the tree. Nothing more fun than a little pet time. I'm glad I was out playing with the camera this day because I was able to catch this bug before it ate all my tomato plants. I am really impressed with the audio quality that the Z6ii delivers. It delivers a very realistic audio representation of what is happening. The squirrels love eating birdseed. Then the last week in June, we took a cruise from Seattle to Alaska, and this camera was definitely in the camera bag. For this trip, I took a couple of lenses with me, and that allowed me to get both up-close shots and to zoom in far away. Having a mirrorless camera, when we were sailing through the fjord, I could easily adjust between a wide field of view and really zoom in on what I wanted to capture. For these photos on the boat, I was using a Nikon 24 to 200 millimeter 4 to 6.3 aperture lens, which would allow me adjustments for both far away and up close shots. And if you're interested in this video, make sure to click on the card in the upper part of the video.
See Lion, where we can see it from here.
To try to capture the whales, I used a Tamron 18 to 400 millimeter lens with the FTZ adapter, so I got a little bit more reach than 400 millimeters. But it's very hard to hold this lens steady. Well, hello.
Hi.
So you have a steam engine that does ice cream.
Steam engine built in 1888. Portable steam engine that turns ice cream freezers.
The solar eclipse in April wasn't the only thing that happened. In Georgia, we even saw Aurora in May and again in October. And then a comet came to visit us in October. As a note, on all the photos, I did not zoom in to fill the screen, so you have the aspect ratio correct with the settings that were in the camera. And I also did not do any color correcting on the photos. Make sure to click on the video up above for our one-day trip to Key West. And then we headed across the street to the go-kart races to check out how number 44 was doing. And here's some shots I took frame by frame by frame. By no means is this representative of the fastest that you could take. That was just the fastest I took. And we are coming to fall, so it's time for the fall festivities of Halloween and visiting North Georgia for the fall foliage. Black Rock Mountain State Park is Georgia's highest state park, and we captured fall views earlier in the season. On January 10th, our area got hit with a little snow. Nothing like pictures of snow. So here's the advantages of getting a Nikon Z6ii or another mirrorless type camera. Number one, you have a lot more adjustment capabilities in a mirrorless or DSLR camera. Number two, you have many options of lenses you can connect to the camera. The larger sensor allows for much better astrophotography and photography in low light situations. And with the correct zoom lens, you can really zoom in on wildlife. The Nikon Z6ii also gives you very good microphone audio. The 5 disadvantages of the Nikon Z6ii. The largest one is its much larger size. The Nikon Z6ii and other mirrorless cameras are not cameras you're just going to stick in your pocket. The ability to change lenses comes at a price of size, weight, and footprint. Each video file is limited to 30 minutes. The Z6ii is a lot heavier than an action camera would be, and depending on the lenses that you provide, its footprint gets bigger and heavier. This camera and its attached lenses is not built to be dropped around. All in all, with all the advantages and disadvantages, this is a good camera. I love the ability to be able to put on exchangeable lenses and the zoom in optics that come from the different lenses. Well, we'll finish the video with a real quick blooper. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click like, and please subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers.
It's a package.
Whoa, that's my memory card already. And I got a SanDisk Extreme Pro 256 gigabyte card. Hopefully this will be enough. Do not exit the dialog. Doing so will terminate the firmware update. During the transfer stage, your smartphone or tablet's Wi-Fi connection will temporarily switch over to the camera. And it seems to stop at 19%, so let's see what happens. right, we're going up. We're at 27%, 28%. There's no memory card inserted. Okay, so this came just in the nick of time. So let's go ahead